Broadcasting live, KSLA News 12 starts now.
Good morning. You're watching our weekend edition of KSLA News 12 this morning. It's 8 o'clock, and I'm Destiny Patterson. But first, we're going to send it over to our First Alert weather meteorologist, Jessica Moore. And Jessica, before I walked in the studio this morning, it looks like we were getting a little bit of sun.
Yes, Destiny, the sun is finally back. I'm so excited. Yesterday it was cloudy and we had rain, but that has since moved out. You can see here on our John Harvey Toyota Scam, clear blue skies this morning to start the day. And you can see by the flag blowing, it is very windy out there. Wind speeds right now are at 15 miles per hour in some spots, and we do have a lake wind advisory that goes in effect at 9 a.m. and stays until 6 p.m. tonight. And for the lake wind advisory, if you do have any small crafts taking them out on the lakes, just want to use some caution. Areas here in blue, which include all of East Texas, McCurtain County, Miller up towards Little River, Sevier, and Howard, towards down in Caddo, Bossier, and DeSoto Parish. In blue, we do have where 15 to 20 mile per hour wind speeds will be going throughout the day, but gusts could get as high as 30 miles per hour today. So just want to keep that in mind as you head out the door. Here's a look at our current temperatures. You can see where the front is and how it's moving out, and the colder air moving into the Arklatex right now. It is currently 43 in Idabel, 47 in DeQueen and Texarkana, 46 in Shreveport, 45 in Marshall, Mansfield sitting at 44, but where that colder air hasn't made it to yet, we are looking at temperatures this morning starting off in the 50s. So 52 in Natchitoches, 53 over in Florine. Warm up likely won't be too much in those areas. But here's a look at our highs today. Going to get up into the upper 50s and low 60s. Around 49 though only in Idabel, 53 today in Marshall, Texas, 56 going in Shreveport and Coushatta, with 58 the high today in Natchitoches. Let's take a look though at future track showing out today with just mostly sunny skies today, and that will continue on your Sunday morning, afternoon, and evening. So won't have to worry about any rain and won't have to worry about any cloud cover. So going to be a great day to get outside with those mild temperatures today. Over the next couple of hours, temperatures will warm up to around 47 by 10 a.m. We'll be in the low 50s as soon as 11 by noon, and later on around 1 p.m. today. And check out the wind speeds out of the northwest right now, 14, 15 miles per hour already this morning. So just want to make sure to factor that into something that you wear today, as well as possibly how you do your hair, so it's not blowing in the wind, because it is again going to be a very windy day. Here's a look at your First Alert 7-day forecast. 56 the high on today, looking at just mostly sunny skies. Overnight tonight though, getting cold, back into the 30s once again. We're talking 36 for Monday morning, 55 is the high on Monday, still keeping it in the mid to upper 50s on Tuesday, which is Groundhog Day. More winter, early spring, who knows, maybe not the groundhog, but anyway, still a fun day. Wednesday 63 with sunny skies, but by Thursday, mainly Thursday evening, we do have a chance for rain, and we have a 30% chance of rain, and that's again going to be for the evening hours. And Friday, we'll have another cold front bring in rain to the Arklatex, and likely for the morning. We'll take a closer look at that coming up in just a moment. But after that cold front moves through, it is going to bring more rain and likely some temperatures dropping a little bit. Destiny?
Thanks, Jessica. Grambling police are investigating a fatal crash that happened Saturday in Lincoln Parish. Officials say 24-year-old Deja Young lost control of her 2009 Nissan Altima and hit a tree. Young was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash happened in the 1700 block of Louisiana Highway 150, not too far from Grambling State University. Investigators say they believe alcohol, speed, and failure to wear a seatbelt contributed to that crash. The investigation is still ongoing. A boil advisory has been issued for customers on the village water system in the Houghton area. Maintenance says water had to be turned off to make an emergency repair on the main line. This boil advisory affects customers from 1217 Winfield Road to 111 Winfield Road, including Smith Circle, Violet Drive, and Fullwood Road. Remember to boil water to a full boil for 1 minute before consumption. More COVID-19 vaccines are expected to arrive in Louisiana next week. However, due to the limited supply, those vaccinations will only be given to people in priority groups. Dr. Fred Lopez with LSU Health Infectious Disease Department says those are people selected based on the guidelines from the CDC and state health officials. So that's hospital workers, staff, home care providers, and some people ages 70 and older. He says the state is set to receive close to 68,000 doses next week for those groups, but he says it's still not clear when every Louisianan will be able to get it.
Hard to know until we get more efficient at coordinating the delivery of the vaccines and the number of the vaccines with the federal government. Right now, it's a week-to-week allocation, and I think that there's some talk of maybe giving states more lead time to know when vaccines are going to be delivered and in what numbers. Certainly, it's good news to hear that there'll be increased number of vaccine doses being delivered. That can only help us get to those numbers where everyone will be able to avail themselves of the vaccine.
Dr. Lopez says state numbers show at least 249,000 people in the first group got the vaccine, while 640,000 got it in the second tier group. He says if a third vaccine becomes available from Johnson & Johnson, that could help meet the huge demand. Vaccines will also be available this week at the fairgrounds for those age 70 and older. First doses will be offered from Monday until Thursday. On Tuesday, second doses will be offered to those who received their first dose on the fairgrounds between January 12th through the 14th. Vaccinations are from 8 in the morning until 3:30 each day, and pre-registration is not required, but you can pre-register using the website on the screen and bring your ID and insurance card. Also, LSU Health Shreveport will be testing at multiple sites this week. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, testing will be at the fairgrounds from 8 until noon. Testing will be at Emmanuel Lutheran Church on Tuesday and Wednesday from 1 until 4 o'clock. Galilee Baptist Church will be a testing site on Thursday from 9 in the morning until 3. Again, make sure to bring your ID and insurance card. A scam alert from the Better Business Bureau has to do with COVID vaccine cards. The BBB is warning people not to share them online. Vaccination cards have personal information on them like names, birthdays, and where you got your vaccine. Scammers could also use your real card to make a phony one. Scammers have been caught selling fake vaccination cards online in Great Britain. If you want to share the occasion online, you could take a photo of the vaccine sticker instead. Now, the U.S. has surpassed 26 million coronavirus cases, and the pace is just accelerating. But there are some hopeful numbers about hospitalizations. Polo Sandoval reports.
For the first time in almost 60 days, COVID-19 hospitalizations in the country fell below 100,000. And last week, 0 states logged record hospitalization highs. The last time that happened was November 5th. These are just a few positive developments as the pandemic continues taking its toll. Shots are going into arms. Nearly 60% of over 49 million distributed COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered as of Saturday, according to the CDC. The U.S. has already detected highly contagious variants of COVID-19 first seen in the UK, South Africa, and Brazil. A new variation has also shown up in California. Dr. Paul Offit, who sits on the FDA's advisory committee, says there's still no sign that these variants are immune to the current generation of vaccines.
Here's when you should get really concerned. You should get concerned when people who've received, for example, 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine or 2 doses of the Moderna vaccine, that despite that they still get hospitalized or die, and that the reason is because they're infected with one of these variants. That's when you know that vaccine-specific immunity has failed.
A new peer-reviewed study suggesting children may be safer in school than staying home so long as centralized guidelines and improved testing from the federal government are made available. ER Dr. Daria Long and her colleagues at the University of Tennessee authored the study.
When you're testing and doing these things, you can identify where the outbreak is, and instead of flying blind, you can be very strategic in who you quarantine and allow the rest of the school to be in place. That was the key point, is that if we do these things, we can keep the majority of children in school safely.
You must wear a mask to board.
And be advised, starting tomorrow night, all travelers on public transportation in the U.S. will be required to wear a mask per the federal government.
Dr. Offit also predicted that the next 6 to 8 weeks are going to be rough, with possibly another 100 to 150,000 deaths. The coronavirus has forced us to change the way we celebrate holidays and special occasions. And Tuesday, Groundhog Day will be going virtual. Don't worry, the famous Pennsylvania groundhog will still make an appearance. However, there will not be any guests at Gobbler's Knob. An important deadline coming up for Louisiana high school seniors. Education leaders are encouraging the class of 2021 to complete their FAFSA early this year. That suggested cutoff date is tomorrow, February 1st. The sooner you get this done, the better. That way students can know how much financial aid they will actually qualify for. The last day to officially apply is June 30th.
Man, I remember those days.